our 100th episode. Can you believe it? We have made it to 100 episodes. So I just want to send a special thank you to those of you who have been with me for the whole long haul. Those of you who are new, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed already, please click the red button down below. And if you click the little bell next to it, it will give you notifications anytime we post, which most of the time is Saturdays. Although lately it's been Saturdays and Wednesdays. We do a knitting school. And this week we have something special. As you're watching this, I'm actually on vacation. So as part of our 100th episode celebration, there will be a video every day this week on our trip. Now, if you'd like to see our trip from last year, you can click on the little eye that's up here, and that will take you over to it. Last year, we went to Newport, Rhode Island, and the Connecticut coast on their way back home. And I hit lots of yarn shops last year, and you can watch that if you would like to. Otherwise, stay tuned each day. You will see where we're going. I'll give you a little introduction in the morning and show you where we're going to go that day. And then a little recap at the end of each video showing you if I bought anything as far as yarn shops or anything like that. We aren't going to just yarn shops, but there'll be a little bit of something to watch each day this week, as well as our Wednesday regular knitting school video will be up. So, with that, I will tell you a bit about where we're going. For those of you who are not familiar with the U.S. or don't live here, I live right along the East Coast in Pennsylvania, in a little town called Gettysburg that was a very important town during the Civil War. It was the turning point of the Civil War, actually. Anyway, I live in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, which is in the central south portion of the state. I'm just a little bit above the Maryland state line. And we are going up to Massachusetts, which is over here. So I live down in here, and we're going up to here. It's about a 6-hour drive to get up there. And then we are also going to Connecticut, which is right next door to Massachusetts. They are right here. Right, my finger's probably covering them up because they're tiny little states. So we are going to western Massachusetts to the Berkshires, which is a mountain range. I think it's part of the Appalachian chain, but it's a section called the Berkshires. And so what am I taking with me to do? I'm taking some knitting and some crochet. I'm actually going to work on my fall along projects. So my knitting project that I'm going to take is this pattern here. This is a Craftsy kit that I got, probably a year or two ago. It's called the Playdaptation Poncho Knitting Kit by Aunt Ninny. So, yes, that is, and I'm actually making it in these colors. And the yarn I'm using is called Sprightly, which is a Craftsy-based yarn. And it's in charcoal and tan and rust. So that is going to be, and it's a worsted weight, so it should knit pretty quick. That's going to be my knitting project. My crochet project, you'll recognize this yarn. It is left over from my Tote along, and I'm actually going to use my Tote along for the poncho, and this project is going to live in my little fall bag. And I'm going to use this, what's left over of this yarn. This is Cascade Sierra. It's a cotton yarn, 100% cotton. It's going to be an 8-pointed star, and I'm using that. I'm just going to use it till I run out of the yarn, and it's going to be a table topper for fall, like for my centerpiece type of thing. So those are the two projects I'm taking along. Now today on the trip, you will see some footage. We are going to be going up along the Hudson River and then going east to cross into Massachusetts. And we are going to see the Crane Paper Museum. Now you may wonder, why am I going to go see a paper museum? Well, it's not just a paper museum. Crane Paper has been in business since 1808, and they actually make the paper that our money in the U.S. is printed on. So it's very specialized paper. They make other things too, but that's what they're known for is our currency. So that's something my husband enjoys looking at. He likes to look at things like that. So that's where we're headed. So that will be today's video. I am the navigator. Here we go. I'm doing our directions and I'm knitting as we drive, working on my poncho. We are getting ready to cross into New York State. It's a rainy day. Dave's driving. There's Dave. Dave says hi. He's not going to take his hands off the wheel. Yeah, the rain is at least let up a little now. It was really bad earlier, but it's not as bad now. We are in Upper New Jersey, not far from the New York border. A turkey bacon wrap.
Turkey bacon wrap.
Turkey bacon wrap. And I've got a cheese quesadilla.
About 1 mile to Route 23.
We are on Rip Van Winkle Bridge and we are crossing the Hudson River. Stockbridge, Massachusetts, which is the hometown of Norman Rockwell, and the Red Lion Inn, which is a famous hotel. So I'll try to get some pictures. There is the famous Red Lion Hotel. Or Red Lion Inn.
In 3/10 of a mile, slight left turn onto East Street.
This is the Stockbridge General Store, which is also a famous building.
Crane is a cotton manufacturer. Is a cotton paper manufacturer. Paper cotton. We use cotton. We do not use wood at all. Never have. Never will. One of the reasons is you can cut a tree down to make paper. You plant one in its place, and it's 70 years before that tree is worth anything anymore. Cotton fields, you harvest the field the next. Plus, cotton makes a much stronger sheet. But the water is just removed through gravity.
Now this seems very different from that.
It is, because there's more water.
But that's basically the same.
That's the same thing. The start of a paper process, you're about 96% water and about 4% stock. At the end of the paper making process, it's just the opposite. You're 96% stock and 4% water. 4 or 5%. That's the process. So now we can't gravity remove it anymore. So now what we do is we have to put power to it. We have you set your basis weight or your weight of each of the sheet. You set it with the amount of flow going out. There's a certain amount of you adjust your flow if you're too thick, too heavy. But one thing you do at the end of that wire process. So 60 foot down the machine, you have a sheet of paper.
Now, right here, didn't you?
At this point, and you can see how wet that still is. At this point, all of our security features are in here. The embedded thread is put back at the very beginning. when the stock is flowed out onto the machine, the blue and red fibers that someone spoke about, they're already in here. The watermark gets put in about a third of the way or 2/3 of the way down that wire. Stock goes in and creates that dark. In our watermarks here, we have a combination of both, which is very difficult to make those watermarks. Our watermark shop does a wonderful job doing those impressions. So at this point, what we have to do is we have to start removing water. Yeah, but as you can see, when you're pressing between two rolls, you can see how we squeeze the water out. It has two felts, and it has 2 sets of felts and 2 sets of stone rolls.
Oh, that's synthetic, that takes a long time.
Wow. So what we do is just we have a little dryer can here. Our section, there's 36 cans. But we only about 25 to 30% of the business now. Because they make those woven threads for over 160 notes worldwide.
I don't know why, but I'm getting hungry.
Cash cow.
I don't know why either.
Patented it, and it's a cash cow for them because it's just, everyone wants it. And eventually you're going to see threads like that in credit cards, in checks, in security notes. The credit card ones will probably...
You don't want to make one for your journal?
I get it. It's the Washington Redskins color.
Oh, no, that's a pink.
Now, remind me what he did after this. You just put it down and fold it off?
I see how they do that.
Be envious. I'm playing with shaving cream.
Mustard, ketchup, chilies. But then I know.
You gotta pick
I
it
gotta
over
take it
there.
over here and squeeze it.
Gotta follow you.
Just go from one corner down to the next,
Oh,
press
okay.
down hard and wipe it right
Oh,
off.
it's cut off again.
Push the little button.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, isn't that neat?
Go.
There you go.
That worked out good.
Like when they pick that cotton, all that long like it was a spectrum. Right. So, all this other stuff, like, they were throwing all this material away. You take like the seeds, and all this stuff with that little had to move fibers on. Well, they found out what would make paper out of it, so they cut them off. But today, they don't waste nothing. They take like we say, we take the second and third cuttings off the thing. They take the seeds and squeeze them with oil, even the home dirty and all that stuff. So they send that, bail that up, we put that in a
Every 13 $1 bills. Consistently, $1 every 13. But it wasn't happening.
You can see the age of this building by looking at the bullseyes in the glass above the door. This building's beautiful.
Because now they want to make it dark color. You can see that. They didn't use it for it, right?
This is the rag pulp, how it used to be done. And then it was put into the screen, was made into a slurry, put into the screen. And then over here, it was pressed into the paper, and then it was laid between felt, and it was put into this little thing here that would press all the water out of it to create the paper. This was the paper-making factory in 1844, and the building I am in is actually back here. Well,
Hurry up and film, hon. I'm hungry.
We went to Hot Dog Ranch and did not get hot dogs.
I did.
I have, yeah, you did. I have macaroni and cheese with blue cheese and something, bacon. And Dave has,
I have black olives. I have bacon, and there's pieces of hot dog in here too.
and hot dogs. And Dave wants to dig in, so that's it. So as I mentioned in last week's video, we were going to have sales that were going to be going on this week in honor of our 100th episode. And so let me tell you what those are and what the coupon codes are to get them. The first one is the Katrina's Creations Tote. It is normally $19.99. However, if you put in the coupon code KC100, you can get $4 off of it. So it would be $15.99 and it's $3.99 for shipping. So the links to all of these sales that I'm going to talk about are right down below in the description box. Just click the show more and then look down there. You'll see Katrina's Tote and everything else. So that's item number one. Item number two is Katrina's Creations mug. It has the crochet hook and knitting. So this one you can also get $4 off of using the same code of KC100. The cup is normally $14.99. It is on sale for $10.99. It's an 11-ounce cup, and then the shipping is $3.99. These two items are only available within the U.S. because the company that I work through with these only ships to the U.S. So I'm sorry if you're in the U.S. and you want one of these, but that's the only places they ship to at this point. But you must put in, like I said, the coupon code KC100. If you don't, I can't do anything to correct that because the company takes care of all the mailing and everything. I don't have anything to do with it. So, yeah, anyway, so it's $4 off of the two things that are in my little store. So there's those two items. But then I'm also putting a sale on all of my patterns that I've designed. There are some of my patterns that are free, but the majority of them are paid for. I think there's 2 items that are free. There's a dishcloth, and there is a basic stitches cowl that I made. And if you're interested and you're doing our knitting school, when you finish knitting school, you might want to go over and check out that pattern. There actually are videos that go along with that pattern, and it's free, and it also makes another cowl. So I'm going to show you some of my patterns, and there is a 25% off that is running, and the coupon code you will need for that over in Ravelry is KC25. And again, the link is down below. Just click on Ravelry patterns and it will show you, it'll take you right to that website. So let me show you the ones that I have. This is the Keeping You in Stitches shawl. This shows up on my opening screenshots. It is an asymmetrical shawl slightly. It's more it's actually triangular, but you knit it starting at a narrow end and then it continues to get wide, and it has different lace stitches all the way up. There's this, and then it goes to this pattern and then to this and then to eyelet. And this is basic lace. Don't let the lace intimidate you. It's actually not very hard. So there's that pattern. Then there is the very first pattern I designed, which was done because every time we had a patriotic holiday, I had nothing to wear. So this is the banner unfurled. And this is an asymmetrical shawl. It's narrow. And this is also in my opening shots of my introduction. So it's modeled with elements of the flag without it actually being the flag. So it starts on this end and goes across. And you can do this in any color. I'm going to show it to you in another color as well, in case you're not from our country or you're not into red, white, and blue. So here it is, and it does have some beading at the bottom and a little picot edge. So that is the banner unfurled shawl, and this is it in another color, just to show you that you can do it in other things. So this one starts, it's gray and a turquoise. I do have to say, filming down in my kitchen, the color is turning out a lot, showing up a lot better, because this is pretty true to color. There we go. So, and I knit this a lot for some people for Christmas last year in several different colors. So I've done it in pinks, I've done it in blue, I've done it in red, and then of course this one for me and the red, white, and blue one. So that is Banner Unfurled. Then we have Katrina's Kerchief Cowl, and there it is. It is knit flat, and then you just attach it together in the back here. So it looks like one of the shawls without all the bulkiness, and it's knit with a DK weight yarn. And it's knit in, this one is knit in cotton, so if you live in a warmer climate, this is ideal because it looks like the pretty shawls that you wear in the wintertime without all the heavy weight and bulkiness around your neck. So there it is in that color, and here it is in a second color. And this is a quick knit. You can probably do it in a day or two. It's pretty fast. The other two patterns that I have on there, one is a basic sweater formula. If you want to create your own pattern, kind of gives you the math to figure it out in order to make one. Like a pullover sweater. It's not a cardigan, it's a pullover sweater formula. And the other thing that's on there is a little stuffed sheep. It's called Sheep to Shawl, and it's a little sheep who is knitting right off of her own fleece to create something. So those two patterns are available as well. Again, you do need to use the coupon code KC25 to get that discount. But yeah, that'll be 25% off. And both of these sets of sales are running through the end of October. So they will run from September 29th, which is today, until October 31st. So throughout this video, you maybe noticed I'm changing clothes. I'm filming this in different snippets as ideas cross my mind. So if you notice that I'm changing clothes, I really don't change my wardrobe around all that much. But anyway, what would a 100th episode celebration be without a prize involved? So here is what we're doing. I will, as I said, have a video up every day that we are on vacation. And in order to be entered, you just need to, number one, be a subscriber, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below of some kind. That's it. We're making it easy. So it will run 1 week. So I will announce the winner on the following Saturday podcast. So that's all you have to do. So make sure you tune in each day. Wednesday will be our regular knitting school, but other than that, every day this week, I will give a little introduction like I'm doing today and tell you a little bit about what we're going to see that day and what we're going to do. I might show pictures of what we're eating too, because we're going to have some good stuff to eat, some seafood and things like that. So I'm going to insert all those pictures, and then if I've hit a yarn shop or something, I will show you a little recap at the end of the day what I've bought. So anyway, make sure you tune in each day this week. Again, a big thank you to everybody who comes back every Saturday to watch our knitting and crochet craziness that goes on here on the channel. And I hope you have fun going along on our vacation with us. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you tomorrow.